My son, Wayne, is an incredible young man, and he was born with depression and really struggled. And he had a lot of self-harm and cutting, and we went through a lot of therapy. And he seemed to attract a lot of those bullies, and they taunted him and beat him up, and we had to change schools and talk to the principal. And it still continued. And this particular day, as I'm flying to Denver, he came home distraught and said to Reagan, "Why do they keep bullying me? Today they said I'm bisexual, and they're bullying and taunting me, and it just doesn't seem right." And he got frustrated. He grabbed the keys to the car and stormed out of the house, and Reagan tried to stop him, and he wouldn't. And so she was concerned, and she called the police, and he ended up crashing and getting thrown from the vehicle and was declared brain dead. And so I'm in the airport, just landed in Denver, and I get the phone call that you never want to hear, and said that he was brain dead, so come back home. My son wanted to donate his organs. When he signed up for his driver's license, he seemed surprised that not everyone would sign up for that. Why wouldn't everyone want to do this? And so that was something we knew that was important to him, and they said his body is shutting down and you need to get back quickly so that we can save the organs. And so went to get on a flight, and snowstorm hit immediately, shut down the whole airport. And so there were no flights to get back home. And so I got into a rental car and started flying down the road in Wyoming, and they shut down the roads. And so there was road blockage, and they said, snowstorm's bad, but it'll clear up. We'll let you go at 5 in the morning. And so I'm at the front of the line, 5 in the morning the next day, and as fast as I can through the storm, I start driving again. I get 3 hours down the road and see flashing lights, and to my dismay, someone had been killed in a car accident ahead of me, and they shut down the road again. And so they said, we can't wait anymore. We need to turn off his life support so that we can save his organs. And so they put the cell phone up to the heart monitor, and I was able to hear the last beats of his heart as he passed away. Adversity became my favorite topic. And so I started to study that a lot. And one of the scriptures that really blew me away is that Paul got to a place where he could glory in his infirmities. Really? And that it was a conditional statement so that the power of Christ could rest upon him. And I really wanted that power of Christ, and I had to get to the place where I could glory in my infirmities. Then there's another doozy, which is the key to all success. This is the success formula, and it says that we must be thankful for everything. That we must be thankful for the good and the bad, all things. And if we do so, we will have the spiritual, which is to be made glorious, to be made Christ-like, and then the temporal, to have things of this world that can help us in this life. How can I get to a place where I could be thankful that my son took an early exit? So what is the biggest why to losing my son? As I was driving through the wilderness, I was really struggling to find the why. And why am I out here? Why can't I be with my son and my wife? And why am I to lose him? And the only thing I could come up with was pain. That I would be able to help other people know that I had felt their pain and I understood what they were going through. And so that's what I was holding on to. And so when I got home, I went to the funeral home, and I was shaking and crying, and I asked my father and my brothers to give me a blessing before I went in to see my son. And the moment my father began to speak, the anguish and despair lifted from my feet, through my body, and out through my father's hands. And I begged him after the blessing to keep his hands on me because I wanted that peace and power to stay with me. And in my wonder during that blessing, as that power had lifted that pain from me, I got the most distinct impression that you are a poor substitute for me. You can say that you experienced something similar, but I know exactly what they feel like. And more importantly, I can lift the pain and the anguish as if it was never there. That is your why. That is what you are to testify of. I testify to you that the Savior lives, that he wants you to have abundance in your life. He wants to lift your pain and your anguish, and he wants to guide you to the happiness and joy that you were created to have in this life.